94.3 The Point. It's the Jersey Shore's hit music channel. It's 8:39. Clear Sky 66. Lou and Liz.
Our favorite producer, Steve Rogers from Driving Jersey, is here.
Hey, Steve.
And
Hey, now.
somehow or other, we were doing our show live from Asbury, as we did all summer. And I look up and I see this guy way in the distance with a camera. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's he doing here?
Well,
Gotcha.
it was actually, you missed the very beginning of it when I ran over and said, please put us on a show.
Oh, is that how we got on TV?
I think that might be how it happened. So this is exciting. Tell us about it.
Well, we didn't set out to do an episode dedicated strictly to rock and roll, but we went to New Brunswick. They have an underground basement rock scene. And
you literally don't know about this unless somebody, it's like a secret code.
Yeah.
Where it's like a pop-up underground basement concert in someone's house.
Yeah, I mean,
that's pretty cool.
The saying is ask a punk. Or, you have to know somebody to know about the show. So we knew somebody, a guy named Pedro Serrano, who's a DJ up in New Brunswick, and he invited us down and took us to one particular house, which is known as Paradise Lost. And you descend into the basement, and as soon as we got down there, we heard the music, we saw the scene, we felt like this is what rock and roll was supposed to be about.
Yeah.
And
it's cool. It's like real rock. It's like the way you pictured Bruce Springsteen originating, you know, in Freehold somewhere.
It starts from the bottom up.
Yeah.
And
so then you just thought, well, let's go around and ask people what rock means to them, right?
Yeah, because I just felt like this is a great segment in this show, but we need to build around it. And so we went around, we asked people who play music, who love music. We interviewed Lou and Liz.
By the way, how did we do?
You guys were amazing.
No, seriously, make believe we're not here.
Well,
Lou and Liz.
Actually, now I want to create a whole episode around Lou and Liz.
I would
You have
love
said
that. Well,
before.
half of that I would love.
Scares me a little bit behind the scenes. I love the interview you did with Bobby Bandiera from Count Basie. I mean, he's sitting as chill as can be in a chair telling stories that I don't think we've ever heard before.
Yeah. The cool thing about our show or about the way we work is like we heard that Bobby was doing his rock and soul review like 2 days before. We made a quick phone call, sent a couple of emails, and then we were there for his sound check. And he welcomed us, and we watched the sound check, and then he sat with us there at the Basie and answered questions that we had for him, and it was just a great interview. It's really something to, I mean, the New Brunswick thing is cool, but the lead up to the New Brunswick thing with Bobby Bandiera and you guys and other folks playing.
Yeah, tell us about some of the other characters you interviewed in Asbury.
Well, we interviewed and filmed Tragically Nick Nasty, giving a shout out to Tragically Nick Nasty, Mr. Nasty. And that was a great thing too, because we went a couple of buskers on the boardwalk, and that also to me was like capturing rock and roll in its raw form.
Yeah.
And Nick Nasty played a jam song that was just perfectly suited for what we were doing. About rebellion and youth and.
But here you have him on the Jersey Shore, the ocean in the background.
Right there on the boardwalk, right?
Yeah.
I felt like meeting you guys there on the boardwalk, on the radio, on the boardwalk, in Asbury Park. It doesn't get much better than that to start a rock episode.
Oh, we really appreciate it.
Tell us the name of the episode. I love it.
Paradise by the Basement Light.
There you go. Great. That's great. I thought it was really nice of you, by the way, when you called me and asked me if it was all right if you included Bobby Bandiera on my show. I thought that was nice.
Like most things in the show, we always call you Lou.
So when does it premiere? How can people see it?
It premieres on this Wednesday night.
Tomorrow night,
8:30 on NJTV. And it'll be on our website, drivingjersey.com, shortly thereafter.
Yeah, and I have all the details up on our website, 943thepoint.com, and our Facebook page.
We'll also have details of the spotlight that on our show, the behind the scenes.
Oh no!
Listen, I got a lot of good stuff for you.
All right,
if you're really interested in that, I would love that.
His head is going to be too big to leave the room.
Now we have some business we need to take care of, also, right?
Do you want to come on or not? Okay, Willow's going to come on. Introduce your daughter, please.
This is my daughter, Willow. She's a 12-year-old, and go for it, Willow.
Hi.
Hi, Willow.
Hello. You're in 7th grade?
Yeah.
What school do you go to?
Tinton Falls Middle School.
Now, wouldn't you agree that coming to work with your dad and seeing how a radio show works is educational?
Yes, I think so.
So let's take care of some business. What are we doing right here?
Okay, well, my school, they accept late notes for certain things.
Can we do a live note on the air?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Lou. You talk to the principal.
Who am I? Dear principal, We would like to say that we were having a very educational time, and we would like it if you could excuse today's lateness.
Yes.
Today's lateness. That's it, right?
For Willow.
Yeah, of course, for Willow. Is that okay, Willow?
Yeah,
Is that good? All right, that's what we'll do. Now, if that works out, great. We have never tried this before.
If it doesn't, we're getting detention.
So we have no. Yeah, you'll be fine. We'll be there at 4:30 today. So it's great. Well, listen.
Could you imagine if the two of us got detention somewhere?
It'd have to be separate, though. I mean, they would. If we were in the same room, they'd never do it again. I'm glad that you came here because it is cool to be here, especially to see Dad. So that's wonderful. So we're glad you're here.
Thanks, Willow.
All right. So I can't wait to see me on television. That is tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
And Liz has all the details on it. Can you give us any sort of sneak preview on what you're thinking of seriously next, or you have some things you're working on that you want to divulge?
Yeah, we're working on a bunch of stuff. We're actually working on an episode about this proposed pipeline, natural gas pipeline that's going to be cutting through rural parts of New Jersey. We don't usually do like issue-based stuff. We kind of capture the culture. But I met a couple of folks on the western side of the state who were very upset and impassioned about it. And so I started investigating and checking out that area. And it's just a beautiful, unspoiled area. And they're proposing a new pipeline to run through there. We'll get both sides of the story, but it's an interesting story how it affects people who have had farms in their families for generations, and the Delaware River and all these creeks and riverbeds and all these different places. So that's one thing we're doing. But we're going on a drive today to investigate and explore Elizabeth with a gal who grew up in Elizabeth 40 years ago, and she's going to show us what Elizabeth was like when she grew up there.
Cool stuff.
For those of us that spent most of our life in New Jersey, you think you know this state until you watch his show, and then you find out things about New Jersey you never knew.
Well, Liz, when I saw your segment, I thought I knew you. I didn't know a thing about you. Steve, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
We'll see you very soon. 94.3 The Point. It's 8:45. Time to see what's going on the roads. Monmouth and Ocean County's roads first. Nancy Reed.